welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video from me. Today we have a testing new makeup video. It's been a minute since I've done one of these, but I have lots of new products to share with you and I'm excited to test them out on the face, see what we think. Let's go ahead and get started. Just to give you an idea of some of the products we're going to be using, I have the Patrick Ta Eyeshadow Palette I'm excited to try out, the Nyx Can't Stop Won't Stop Foundation Powder, or this is called their matte powder. We're going to be trying that. I have the new concealer from Thrive Cosmetics. I have a cheek tint from Maybelline, a NYX primer, and then I also have some Buxom products, Revlon, lots of new makeup today to test out. I'm excited to kind of just do a get ready with me testing all new makeup. So I'm gonna actually clip my hair up really quickly. I actually, just as you're watching this, I was looking for my remote for my monitor that I have for like a solid 20 minutes. Don't ask me, I don't know what happened. My son hid it from me. I found it actually in my bathroom. I don't know why it was in there, but it took me so long to try and find it. I was like, what the heck? So we're gonna start actually with the brows. So Patrick Ta sent over some products for me and I was excited to actually try this one. I haven't tried it yet. So this is called their Shaping Wax. It's a brow sculpt. This is in the shade Tinted. So I thought we could just do our brows first. Normally I come on with my brows already done, but I thought it'd be fun to try to do them on camera with you guys, so that's what we're going to be doing. So it does say to spritz with a setting spray or water, so I'm going to go ahead and just give it a little spritz. I'm going to dig my spoolie in there and make sure it's nice and coated, and then I'm going to start to just brush this into my brows. I do like a good feathered brow, so I don't know if this is a product that I could do like my entire brow with, or if I'll still need like a pencil, but it definitely was like one of those products that when I saw, I was like, I need to try that. So look at how feathered that one is compared to this one. It definitely gives you that effect. I don't think the tint is like super opaque, which I actually like, because some of the brow products I've tried that are tinted are like super tinted, and I feel like once you kind of get initial like color on your brow, it's hard to get rid of it. So that I actually like. I have this brow that's like so much different. So this one kind of like goes, I'm like missing hairs here that I have over here. So it's kind of like I have to like pretend and kind of push them over to like make it look like I have the same amount of hair. So I'm going to need a brow pencil, I think. So this is more of like a brow like setting thing for me. So I wouldn't use that like only on my brows, but I'm going to go ahead and just do a pencil really quick and then we'll move on to the rest of the products. Okay, so I'm back after my brows. I actually really like the way that they look. It kind of really made them look just like defined. I just used a little bit of the Huda Beauty. This is her Bomb Brows in the shade Medium Brown, just to kind of give me a little bit more definition. But I like how they're like sitting straight up. They feel like they're gonna like stay in place. So that actually seems like a good product. I am gonna do my eyes next. I'm gonna go into the Patrick Ta palette, just because this does have some more like shimmery shades in here. So I'm thinking I want to try this out on the eyes before we do our base makeup. I'm really excited to try this one. So this is the first eyeshadow palette from the Patrick Ta brand, and I was really excited when I seen him releasing this. This is called the Major Dimension Eyeshadow Palette. So I know inside of here we do have some different formulas. There's a couple of creams, and then we have like these shadow toppers, mattes, and then shimmers as well. So I'm actually gonna try one of these creams. I'm kind of excited. I have seen a few reviews on this, and it looks like the creams perform really well, which I was actually kind of like not the craziest. I don't know, I wasn't like super psyched when I saw that there was creams in here. I was like, I don't know about that, but I'm gonna try them. So we're gonna go into this lighter shade here. I'm gonna use this as a base. I'm going in with this flat shader brush from ColourPop. This is the E7. I love ColourPop's brushes, I've mentioned that. I also think it's a nice touch that it does have this protective casing over that, because I know like quite a few brands have came out with like cream products in eyeshadow palettes, and I will say that it's like not anything I like lose my mind over, but I do like the touch of the little flap, because I think that'll help from the products drying out, because I do think that sometimes like when there are cream products in a matte palette, I'm like, is that going to dry out? Like, and eventually it does. So I'm kind of just packing this and then lightly buffing it onto the lid. It feels a little bit tacky, but it actually doesn't feel overly tacky, and it seems to be blending out nicely. Like, it's not one that's gonna like set down and then you have to like move really quickly. Seems like I'm still able to kind of buff out the edges even after I've applied it, which is good. Okay, so now that we've got that base kind of going, we're gonna go into the other shades. So I'm gonna take this one right here, and I'm gonna use that in my crease. This matte feels really smooth on the eye when I'm blending it. Like it doesn't seem like patchy or skippy or anything, which is nice. And then I want to deepen that up. I'm really curious to try this like chocolate shade right there. So I'm gonna do this on the outer portion. I'm not seeing like any fallout or anything in the pan, which is a good thing as well. So this cream actually seems like a really good base. It's really helping these shadows to just kind of stick. Like this outer shade, I feel like is just kind of like laying really nicely on my eye. So I think the creams actually are probably a nice touch. Okay, I'm gonna go back into that very first matte that we used and kind of just use that around these edges just to help diffuse them out a little bit. Okay, so far I'm pretty impressed. I feel like it's looking nice. I'm gonna like clean up the edges with concealer when we do that. So now I wanna try the shimmers. So I really am just gravitating towards this shimmer. It looks absolutely stunning. So we're gonna use that one. Ooh, so pretty. I actually took my nails off so I can actually kind of like really get in there, which I love actually when I have short nails. I love acrylics, but I feel like it's hard to get in like your inner corner. So when I actually have like my natural nails, that is something that I love about applying eyeshadow with my finger, because I feel like I can really get in there. And then for inner corner, I'm gonna grab this matte shade that has a little bit of shimmer in there for the inner corner here, just to kind of brighten that up a little bit. I'm definitely feeling the tones of this look, very nice. All right, I think that is going to do it for the eyes. Let's go ahead and just add some mascara. I'm debating on if I want to do lashes or not. I think I'm just going to do mascara. So I'm going to add that and I'll be right back. For mascara, I used the Batter Boom from the Uma Beauty by Sharon C line. I did a full review on this. It's a brand new line to Walmart. I've been loving this mascara, so I did apply that. Now we're going to move on to our base. So I actually got this in the mail from Nyx, and I haven't tried this before. I think it's an older product, but I still am very curious about it. It's called their Pore Filler Targeted Stick. Let me know if you guys have tried this. But I was just very interested with it being a stick, like how it's gonna work with my pores. Like, is it really gonna fill them? I don't know. I was kind of curious. So we're gonna try this out as our primer. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like swipe this over my pores. Kind of reminds me of like the blur stick from Milk Makeup. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be a similar concept. Okay. All right, it actually did blur my pores pretty good. I have pretty large pores right here. You can see on this side. Like, they look pretty blurred. It feels kind of silicone-y though, which is what happens with these type of like filling primers. So we'll see if my makeup does kind of like slip around, but I actually like how much smaller this one is, because the Milk one, it's quite large. It's like a really large applicator, so I feel like you really like get a lot on your face. But I kind of like how small this one is because you're able to target it more like closer in those areas. I'm gonna add a little bit here too. Okay, so like I said, I can definitely see the blurring factor there. And then for foundation, I have another drugstore foundation, and this is from the brand Revlon, and I have their Colorstay 24-hour natural finish foundation. So I really want to try this out. I think this one's been out for a minute now, but I was curious about it. So the shade that I have is 200 Nude. I was gonna say I also have the shade 200 Nude next to me. But that, I guess I have two shades of the same, because I thought I had two different shades to choose from, but I do not. That is the same shade. Okay, it's pretty liquidy for consistency, so we'll see. It's supposed to be a natural finish foundation, which is like my sweet spot when it comes to what I prefer. So we're definitely getting some coverage, but it's not overly intense. As of recently, I've really been going for more of like a light to medium coverage. I feel like in the summer I just don't need something super heavy, so that's kind of what I've been gravitating towards. The color match actually seems really good for me, so the color is nice. So that is with one whole pump on my face. Okay, that looks pretty good. I actually like how that looks on the skin. I am gonna add just one more pump here and see if we can't just build it up a tiny bit. I don't want to get overly cakey, but just kind of see how it looks with a second layer. So yeah, definitely offers more coverage if you want to build it up a little bit, but I can see where they say a natural finish. I think it looks nice. All in all, I feel like my skin looks really good. My pores are still looking pretty good with the primer. So it might be a pinch light just because I feel like my chest is pretty dark right now, so we're gonna go ahead and bronze it up anyway, so it'll be fine. I actually want to try out the concealer from Cosmetics. They sent over their new Building Blur HD Creaseless Concealer. So they sent over Fair Cool, Fair Warm, and then also Very Fair, which is also warm. So I think I'm going to try the cooler shade. It's typically what I prefer in both my foundations and in my concealers. I more go towards like neutral shades for my foundation, but definitely try to keep it in the cool for concealer. I like the applicator. So I'm just adding a little bit. Consistency wise, it doesn't feel like overly heavy. And then I'm just using a beauty blender to blend that out. Like I can tell a difference between this and like my Too Faced, for example, because I feel like when you have like the Too Faced on, like that's a thick formula. Like you can tell even when you apply it, it's like thick. This feels like pretty lightweight and like more of like a thin, luminous type of feeling on the skin. Coverage wise, I think it actually looks pretty good. My under eyes look pretty smooth here. I'm gonna bring this down just a smidge more. So it says it's creaseless, so we'll see about that. I'm still gonna of course powder it because I always powder my under eyes, but we'll see kind of how it goes throughout the day as far as like creasing goes. But I'm not mad at that. I think it actually looks really nice. Kind of looks hydrating too. Like I feel like my under eyes have a little bit of a glow to it. Let me read what this is supposed to do. So it says instantly erase the look of dark circles, conceal blemishes, and perfect your complexion with our hybrid creaseless concealer infused with our property eye serum. This effortlessly builds into the skin formula visibly smooth fine lines and restores moisture. Okay, so I can definitely feel, like I said, the moisture of it. And it does say that it has like an eye cream or serum in there. So I definitely can feel like something. Like it feels like light and airy, which feels nice. So I'm actually going to try out the cheek color now from Maybelline. This is their Cheek Heat, and I have mine in the shade Coral. I want to use some powders, but I'm going to try this out first because I want to try it on my skin before I do powders. So the consistency is interesting on this one. It's kind of more of like a whipped type of formula, and when I was swatching this in my unboxing, I was saying how it kind of reminds me of like a gel in a way, like it's gonna stay sticky on the skin. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. I'm kind of just warming it up here first on my hand and then going in directly. I'm a little bit concerned that this is gonna pick up my product, which is why I'm trying to do it before powders. I'm not really seeing much there. I mean, I guess it's giving us a little bit. I'm really just kind of doing this in the apples and then bringing it up. I do think it emphasized those pores just a smidge more, which, I mean, anytime you apply product like directly on them, it's going to do that, but I think it gave us a tiny flush, almost like a hint of glow in a way, but it wasn't like overly too much. I'm gonna add a little bit more, just see if we can't build it up a little. So, I mean, I think that's okay. It's probably not gonna be like a new favorite for me. I'm gonna grab my sponge and just tap it out a little bit. I mean, it looks fine. It just isn't really like super pigmented. I feel like I applied quite a bit too. Bring up a little bit on my sponge, but I don't know. I'm not crazy about that. So far, that's like been like the first thing that I'm like, meh, I could do without. All right, so now I'm going to bronze. And actually, let's first do our powder. I'm going to try out this NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop pressed powder. This is brand new to NYX. And I have the shade Medium. I love that it has a little heart in there. That's cute. So there's like a little heart. So let's try this out actually under our eyes and then also on our face. I'm using this brush from It Cosmetics. I haven't used this before. This is called their Heavenly Luxe Wonder Brush. It seems like a really nice brush, so I want to try it out with this. So I'm going to just tap into our powder. I'm first going to set my under eyes with it. It might be a little bit deep for my under eyes, actually. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll put a little more on, but I might need like a light shade for the under eyes. Soft. This brush is so soft, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to just lightly dust this over my face here. Doesn't feel too heavy so far, which is nice. Do a little on our forehead. Definitely set my under eyes. Like they don't feel tacky at all. I thought it was going to be a little bit too dark, but I actually think it's okay. It kind of matched my neck. It kind of helped actually everything kind of blur and blend together there. So we're still going to bronze, but okay, feels pretty lightweight. I actually was expecting it to feel a little bit heavier. I don't know why, but it doesn't feel like I have like any powder on my face. So for a matte powder to do that, I'm kind of impressed. As far as like, I feel like it kind of blurred maybe a little too, like those pores. I think that actually looks pretty good. I'm now going to go into the bronzer from Patrick Ta. I haven't tried this before. This is their Sculpt, what is this called? She Statuesque Cream Contour Bronzer Duo. So we're going to try this. And I am going to use the cream side first. And I was kind of like, should I do that over top of my powder? But we're going to try it. I know that I've seen people apply this just fine over top of powder. So I'm not looking to do a ton. I'm just going to do like a quick little contour. And then we'll use the other shade for bronze. So I'm kind of just doing right here on the hollows of my cheek. It doesn't seem to be picking up the foundation at all, which is good. And then I'm going to take a bigger, like fluffier brush, and we're going to try that with the powder in here. So the bronzer actually seems pretty light, but I think adding it with the cream contour kind of helps deepen it a little bit. I'm really happy with my complexion. I think it's looking really smooth, really nice. We're going to move on to lower lash line. So I'm going to go back into the Patrick Ta palette. And I'm pretty much just going to use these two shades and then also the deeper brown just to kind of go over everything that we did here on our lower lash. And then I have a fun pop of color I want to add to the lash line, I think. So I have this gel liner. This is from Pacifica and it's in the shade Lilac. And when I swatched these the other day, they were like really creamy. So I was like, I kind of want to try this in my waterline. I know it's kind of different with this look, but I kind of feel like it'll look fun. So I'm just going to put this right. I always feel like I have to use two hands for this to like pull it down and then do it. For an actual pencil, like a wooden pencil, I feel like it glides really nicely on the under eyes. This color is just so fun. It's just kind of a little pop. And then I am just going to add some mascara to my lower lash line as well. So now all we have left is lips. I'm actually going to go in with this lip gloss from Buxom in Bahama Mama. I love this ombre packaging. I think it's so pretty. I did line my lips with the Kokie Dusty Rose lip liner. I love their lip liners. So I'm just going to apply this over top. It's kind of like this really fun, like punchy orange shade. I love the formula of Buxom's glosses. So I was excited to see them come out with new shades. This is going to complete this trying new makeup video. I'm kind of loving like this eye look right now. I feel like it's really fun with the pop of purple that we added. And I just really think these shadows look really pretty. I just can't stop staring at like the glitter. I just feel like it looks like so like three-dimensional. I think it's so cool. All right, also the complexion looks really good. So let's kind of walk through everything. So first off, eyeshadow palette. Very pretty. I was impressed with all the shades. I actually really liked the cream shade, which I was not expecting to like. I feel like it made my shimmers just like really tack on there and have any fallout or anything like that. So I think this is one I'm definitely going to reach for a lot. And if you're looking for like a staple, you know, neutral palette, this might be one to look into. So that was really nice. And then we moved on to complexion and the NYX like little pore filler targeted stick. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I do think it looks, I mean, I think it looks nice. I do think it blurred my pores. I don't know that it made me feel like, you know, any type of craziness about it, but I do think it looks nice and I liked how small it was. And then the foundation I really was impressed with. I liked the color shade on me as well, the nude. But I think my skin looks really good. For a drugstore foundation, I think it looks really nice. I think in combination with the NYX powder, those two like look really great together. The powder was a lot more lightweight than I was expecting it to be. I thought it felt like just really smooth on my skin and it definitely mattified, but it didn't overly mattify or make me look like overly powdered or anything like that. I think it still looks really natural, nice on the skin. I do feel like as I'm sitting here, my brows are kind of coming down a little bit. So I don't know if this is going to be like the longest lasting brow gel, but I do like how feathered they look. I think they look really pretty. The concealer, I really liked this. I feel like my under eyes look nice and hydrated. They don't feel heavy at all. Like it doesn't feel like I have a lot of products. My face actually feels really light and I feel like we applied quite a bit of stuff. So concealer, I think this is going to be a really good one. The cheek heat from Maybelline, I didn't really care for this. I feel like I don't really notice blush really at all. So I could do without that one. And then the Patrick Ta bronzer, I feel like looks pretty nice on the skin. I know that's not a new product, but I was just trying that one out. And then the actual purple, the Pacifica purple, what is this called? There, I have to look on here. Vegan eyeliner, I think looks nice. I like the pop of purple. I love this color and I think it glided on really smoothly. And the gloss, of course, I love Buxom glosses. So yeah, that is going to do it, you guys, for this trying new makeup video. You'll have to let me know what you think of this look down below. What do you think of like these viral products? Have you tried any of these yet? Are you curious on any of them? I'm going to link as much as I can down in the description box. I'll try to link all of the products. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.